So the Dallas Cowboys just made a blockbuster trade and finally getting some help opposite of CeeDee Lamb when it comes to the wide receiver position, as they just traded for George Pickens out of Pittsburgh. Now we know George Pickens, 6'3", 200 pounds, dominant from the University of Georgia. And when it comes to George Pickens, we think toughness, we think dog mentality, we think physicality. Everything the Dallas Cowboys offense has been missing, and I personally feel like he is going to fill a massive void when it comes to this Dallas Cowboys offense, and Dak Prescott is going to love him. Dallas Cowboys fans should be excited because we finally have gotten what we've been asking for so long, but y'all know how we do on this channel. Let's go ahead and dive into the film. All right, so when you get into the film, when it comes to George Pickens, like I said, dog mentality, toughness, tenacity. And the thing that I love the most about Pickens, he's not afraid, right? And I feel like when it comes to Dallas Cowboys, there's a lot of times where I feel like our players are afraid of the big moments. He's Georgia bloodlines, like he doesn't shy away from the smoke, right? And you'll see him lined up here up top. And even though he's going to get up top and get the release, this right here shows that mentality. What are you saying, Tuck? It's a simple out and up, right? Now, you see this player, this safety coming over. I think that's Darius Washington, who we liked in the draft when we wanted him in Dallas, right? Coming across field, and typically that could have been a headshot to take Pickens' head off, right? Pause if you want to, but he didn't shy away from the contact. He didn't flinch, right? He didn't duck. He secured the catch and walked in the end zone. If you watch it from the end zone angle right here, you'll see that demonstrated even more. Boom. Right here. Right. Now, he could have peeked and said, oh, I got the safety coming over. This safety's going to come and knock my head off. Nah, I'm not even worried about little bro. Still going to secure the catch. Boom. Quick little spin move. Hit the circle button. And waltz off in the end zone. That's that toughness. That's that mentality. That is what I feel like our Dallas Cowboys offense has been specifically missing for so long. Now, also, when it comes to George Pickens, right, the contested catch aspect. Now, you'll see him lined up down here below, all right? Now, what I want you guys to really look at is who is on George Pickens right now. You know, if you're not a Chiefs fan, you probably don't know, right? But that is Trent McDuffie, arguably the Chiefs. Well, he is the Chiefs' #1 corner and arguably one of the best cornerbacks, young cornerbacks in the NFL. So why is that important? Well, when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Pickens was their #1 wide receiver. So a lot of times he got #1 corner matchups. That will not be the case. So you're going to get George Pickens lined up on #2s where he should be able to go out there and feast, and you'll see this contested catch. I still don't know how he caught this, right? But still, just magic, making things happen. This is a playmaker. This is a playmaker, and this is stacking a wide receiver 1 opposite of wide receiver 1. And it really is going, or it should, propel our offense. But even after the catch, the toughness not easily going down, I love this when it comes to George Pickens. This is what I wanted in Dallas. This is why I wanted to draft him. This is why I've been tweeting about bringing him home. You know, the list goes on and on. But let's see how he even caught this ball, right? Maybe a slight little push off, but hey, get big, bro. All right, boom. Good catch right there. Not going down easily, not being denied, playing with that toughness. And I know a lot of you have been saying, yo, we need a Dez-like player. We need a Dez-like player, right? You know, he definitely plays with that Dez type of mentality, which a lot of Cowboys fans love. And this is right here is it, man. This is the shit that you just can't coach. This is the show. This is the reason why every Cowboys fan probably should take off work today and celebrate just a little bit, because we worked our ass off for this. We deserve this. We deserve this. This play, when it comes to George Pickens right here, you'll see him lined up as the #2 wide receiver to the right, down in the red zone. And this is, boom, playing through contact and going up and making a catch, right? Now, listen, y'all, I like Jalen Tolbert, and I'm sure Jonathan Mingo is a great guy. They can't do this. they can't do this. This is God-given. This is just the fortunate, right? This is just blessing upon blessings upon blessings. And George Pickens possesses that talent. Now, we all remember the miraculous catch that CeeDee Lamb made versus the Vikings back in, during 2020, during his rookie season, right? That's just gifted. That's to be able to locate the ball, turn your body around, still high point it, falling back and securing the catch. I mean, that's y'all. That's the show. That is the whole show. This is why Cowboys fans should be excited that we have added George Pickens to our offense. I know there's some people already trying to poo-poo on the trade. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Whatever, bro. But you cannot tell me by any stretch of the imagination we had guys currently on our roster that could turn and make plays like this, opposite of CeeDee Lamb. That's the show, right? That is what we've been missing. You can already tell, right? You can tell how other teams like, yo, that's a good pickup. Oh, this is kind of scary. Oh, whoa, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I mean, so now people are talking about it because now if you're a defensive coordinator, you have to accommodate and scheme for this. You can't just leave a cornerback 2 on an island with George Pickens. It's going to be good night. So you got to pick your poison. And what it's going to do is going to open up a run game. It's going to open up Jake Ferguson in the middle. And here is a very interesting detail that I want a lot of people to understand. George Pickens, this guy circled right now, he's in a contract year. He's going to go out there and try to put on display to earn his money, whether that be for Dallas, but we'll deal with that next summer, or from another team. This is a guy that can still go out there, make plays, stretch you over the top. He's only 24 years old. Like, this is what I was talking about yesterday. This is not pawn shop. This is a brand new MacBook. This is not some refurbished project that you're trying to clean up and a guy who's kind of unproven. No, this is one of those ones where your defensive coordinator, you have to sit up and say, shit. He plays with that swagger. He plays with that toughness. He plays that tenacity. And, I'm still in shock. You know what I'm saying? I ain't went back to the gym. I ain't did nothing yet because I am still in shock. And big kudos to Brian Schottenheimer for signing off on this, because there is going to be some divaness. There's going to be some attitude. There's going to be some of that, right, for a first-year head coach. But I feel like Brian Schottenheimer said, no, I can handle it, right? I can handle it. And you got Junior Adams, who's a great wide receiver coach out of the University of Oregon. Maybe they kind of talk through it. But getting back to the film, like I said, also the ability to fight through contact, right? Not get disrupted in his routes. And you'll see that lined up here. Like I said, guys, you'll see him. There's some versatility because not only does he just line up on the outside, and primarily he does line up on the outside, right? But he's able to line up in the slot as well. That will be CeeDee Lamb's territory, but you do have the flexibility. And like I said, being able to get off the contact in his stem right here, not get disrupted, eyes around, locate the ball, hands, tightrope, almost into the end zone. And that's Mama Tuck calling right now because she's probably wanting to get our season tickets back. You know what I'm saying? But look at this play right here. This is just playing with toughness and tenacity, missed tackles. Boom. Get off me, bro. Get off me, bro. Get off me. Get off me. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving, keep fighting. Y'all remember that Dez play versus the Arizona Cardinals? It's kind of similar to that, right? So it's those guys that do not want to be denied, that wants to play with toughness. Once they got the ball in their hands, they are seeing end zone. They are out for blood. They are trying to get 7, right? They are trying to get in that end zone, and that's when it comes to Jordan. Look at that. Look at this, right? This is a charge, right? I get it. Some people who may have never played the game don't understand. This shit right there, that fires you up. If I'm on offense, I'm like, let's go, bro. This right here, after that type of run, that emotion. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just watching right now. Now we're down in the 10. Okay, now, so if I'm Javonte Williams or Jadon Blue, whoever, Nick Chubb, whoever are running back, all right, let's line it up. If I'm the offensive lineman, if I'm Tyler Booker and, and Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith and Cooper Beebe, hey, let's line it up. let's go and let's run the ball down their throat and let's go get an end zone. That is an electric charge when it comes to George Pickens, and I feel like we've been missing that from our offensive standpoint. Here he is located in the screen game. Once again, we're down in the red zone, and just the ability to get him the ball quickly and tell him to go use his God-given ability. Boom. Now he's a runner, right? Off to the races, not being denied, getting into the end zone. And then this was a fun game, right? So it's kind of a snow game versus, I think this was it Cleveland? I think it was Cleveland. But it was a snow game. And why are you showing this? Well, one, this is a fun-ass game. But two, right, I know a lot of people knocked Amari Cooper and say he was afraid to show up on the road and, you know, Cowboys can't play in cold conditions and all sorts of stuff. All right, well, we got a guy, you know what I'm saying? He's playing the cold. He's playing the cold. This versus Cleveland. Playing the cold, divisional game, right, to be able to step up. So it's nothing he hasn't seen before. And like I said, also the ability to play in the slot. Like I said, you're not going to probably play him in the slot a lot, right? You're probably not going to play him in the slot a lot, but he does have that ability to play in the slot, which gives you a little flexibility. Gives you a little flexibility. And like I said, underneath route, boom, not going down easily. Now, a lot of people ask, okay, well, Tuck, how is he as a run blocker? I mean, I really don't care. I mean, he's not the greatest run blocker, but you shouldn't have him run blocking a lot. But he does play with some pop, does play with some tenacity. You're not wanting him to anchor in and we're going to run off Pickens all game. Hell no. But he does play with some toughness, plays with some violence, plays with some pop down there. And I feel like that's what we need. But also, I know, like I said, a lot of people has been comparing him to Dez Bryant. Well, I want you guys to take a quick look at this. All right, boom. So this is a comp how George Pickens was utilized last year versus Dez was utilized in 2016 in Dallas. So you look at the alignment, 52% for Pickens, 50% to Dez to the left, right? Slot 8%, 9%, 9%, 8%, 30%, 32%. So it's very similar how the Pittsburgh Steelers use Pickens, how the Cowboys was using Dez in Dak's rookie season. You know, he's 6'3", 200. Dez was 6'2", 220. Dez was 220 moving like that, right? But then if you come down to the route tree, it's very similar. You know what I'm saying? You got the go ball. So he ran 94 go routes. Dez ran 113. Seam routes 14 to 12. So if you kind of break down the numbers, Pickens ran a little bit more corners and he had a little bit more targets than Dez did that year, but it's very similar to Dez. I mean, to even the motion percentage of how many motions that they ran. Pickens 13 motions, Dez 13. Now Dez had 2 drops. Pickens had 9. So when it comes to Pickens, that's the one thing, those concentration drops and whatnot, we definitely need to clean that up. But overall, y'all, I still at a loss for words. I still don't even know. It still doesn't feel real to me. But it's a good feeling, especially after our live show yesterday. This is what Cowboys fans has been asking for, and we shouldn't have to ask. It should have just been done, but I'm glad the Dallas Cowboys finally got the job done and added George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys. So it's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe, turn that notification bell so you do not miss out. We're going to do some more undrafted guys, but shit, today, bro, I'm about to chill. I'm about to relax and enjoy George Pickens being a Dallas Cowboy. So I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And we did it, y'all. Team Weapons, we are back. Peace.